Hi, my name is Tom Neely. I'm doing this video to show you how to use a digital write blocker for my digital forensics class, and it's for the University of Pittsburgh at Bradford. So I'll start off here, show you the write blocker itself, and this is the hard drive that I will be using it on, and this is just a very standard 2.5-inch 1 TB hard drive that came with my laptop. So let me show you a little bit about the write blocker. This is what it looks like here. This is a small device. Doesn't really look like anything too fancy. It has an on and an off switch, just a toggle right there. And here's your DC in. This is where the power comes in. And these are different ways that you can hook the write blocker to your computer, whether it's a laptop or a desktop. So here's a couple of FireWire 800 ports, FireWire 400, there's a USB 2.0, and there is an eSATA port. So these are all the different ways that you can hook the write blocker to your machine. On the other side, this is where the write blocker actually connects to the hard drive itself. So of course you have your IDE connection here, and for SATA drives you have your SATA cable connector here, and this is for the Molex for the power. So let's go ahead and get these two things hooked up here. So the first thing we're going to want to do is connect the drive to the write blocker. So I have just your standard SATA cable here. I'm going to go ahead and we'll plug that into the drive, and we'll plug the other end into the write blocker. Now we'll do the same with the Molex power here. So we got to get power to the drive. So we'll plug the power in there and plug the other end into the hard drive here. Just snaps in place. And so now we will use just a normal, regular, run-of-the-mill USB connection. Will plug into my laptop, and the other end is a USB 2.0, and this will plug into the write blocker. So we'll go ahead and get this plugged in. And you always want to make sure that you get everything hooked up. Get the write blocker hooked up to the computer, get the write blocker hooked up to the hard drive that you're write blocking before you apply power to it. So I have my DC in power here. So let's get this plugged in. Okay, and you can see the little LED is lit up here, indicating that we do have power to the write blocker. So let's go ahead and turn it on. Okay, and you can hear it installing onto the computer. Looks like Symantec is trying to block auto running, and we now see the drive. I can even feel it spinning up a little bit here. So now let's look at the drive and not look at me. So I'll switch over to just the screen here. And okay, so now we are in disk management, and I can see my 1 TB drive here. So okay, so we're all good. Let me minimize this down a little bit for you. Okay, so right here, even in disk management, it says read only, indicating that we cannot write to it because it is hooked up to the write blocker. So we can close out of disk management. We know it's there. We know that it is initialized. So let's go and look at some of the contents of the disk here. And here's the drive. So just like I said, it was just a standard hard drive that came stock with my laptop, so you can see just like the basic Windows files here and everything. So let's test the whether we can write to it or not. And even when you right click, it doesn't even give you the option to create a new folder or anything. So let's just take, here's just a picture. Let's just try to copy it over to the disk. And here we go. The disk is write protected. Remove the write protection or use another disk. So it looks like the write protector is doing exactly what we need it to be doing, so that's a good thing. So now let's try using FTK Imager, and let's try to grab an image of this disk. So let me switch over to one of the lab machines that I'm remoted into right now, and we'll use FTK Imager. So let's open this up. Try to get this into view here. So we want to make an image of this disk now, because when you're doing forensic work on any type of hard drive, you never want to use the original drive itself, just to make sure that none of the files get altered or deleted. And even with the write blocker in there, which kind of prevents that anyways, it's good practice to, first thing you want to do is create an image of that disk and then use that. So using the FTK Imager, we'll just go to File. I'll show you that again real quick. Go to File, Create Disk Image, and this is a physical drive. This is physically connected here. Here's all our different drives that are connected. I'm not seeing. I was really hoping this was supposed to work. Okay. Here it is. D on Tom laptop. Now, okay, so this is our drive. Unfortunately, FTK is not seeing it. Maybe let's try logical drive. Because, you know what? It's not physically connected to the machine that I'm remoted into. That's not it. Contents of a folder. Well, let's just grab a different drive. I mean, just basically want to show you how this works. We don't need to use the actual hard drive, and if I wasn't so lazy, I would have just downloaded FTK Imager onto my laptop, so I apologize. So anyways, the type of image we're going to use is the E01. Do next, and here's just some basic information that we can enter. This is my first case, so we'll just call it case number 1, evidence number 1, unique description. We'll just call it disk image test. Examiner would be me, Mr. Tom Neely. Notes, no notes. Let's do next. And we'll save this image to, we'll just save it right to the root of the C drive. So right there. And the image file name, we do need that. We'll just call this image test. Okay, so let's finish up. And we will verify the images after they're created. So you can see the source here is a physical drive 0. Our destination is just going to be called image test at the root of the C drive. So we can click start. And this is going to start copying this image over. And this can be a very time-consuming process, so we won't stay here for the whole time. Let's just hopefully see this progress bar go up just a little bit, and then we can call her quits. And there it is. Okay, thanks a lot. So that's how you use the Tableau write blocker and create a disk image with FTK Imager. Apologize for the hiccup in the middle there, but that's how it works. Thank you. We'll cancel this.